But Smeltzer goes 6 innings pitched. Let's just run down how this whole thing and all of the mistakes that Rocco Baldelli made in the process. All right, let's start with Smeltzer. Smeltzer goes 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 3 Ks on 92 pitches. So after the 6th inning, I tweeted out, put Smeltzer out there for the 7th. The Twins came into this game with a completely depleted bullpen. They pitched way too many innings already in this series. Guys like Duran pitched 2 innings already in game 1. It was just one of those games where you needed as many innings as possible out of your starter. So after the 6th, Devin Smeltzer has 92 pitches piled up. Put him in for the 7th. Maybe he finishes in 10 pitches and throws under 105, which Smeltzer is certainly capable of. His arm can make it through. You chalk that up 7 innings under 105 pitches. If he ends up getting into trouble, that's what happens to a pitcher in the 7th inning sometimes. Then you go to your bullpen. Instead, Rocco goes to his bullpen immediately in the 7th, doesn't bring Smeltzer back out, brings out instead Joe Smith, who has been scary to watch lately. The problem with Joe Smith right now is that he is an underwhelming pitcher who uses off-speed pitches and outsmarting hitters to get them out. And when those types of pitchers start to get hit around, they get nervous and scared to throw strikes because they don't have that confidence in their fastball that even when things are going bad, you're not Joan Duran who can throw it past somebody at 104 miles an hour. When you throw 104 miles an hour, it doesn't matter who hits you, when they hit you. You feel like you're going to throw that fucking fastball past anybody. And if they're going to try and catch up with your fastball, then you've got your off-speed pitches to go to. But when you're Joe Smith and all you fucking have is off-speed pitches that go a maximum of 88 miles an hour, and now you're throwing strikes, and when you throw strikes, they're getting hit, now you're afraid to throw strikes, and you start nibbling. If you're going to throw a strike, it's going to be the corner. And if you're going to miss, it's going to be outside of the strike zone, because if you're going to miss inside the strike zone, you're going to get smacked. And that's what you saw with Joe Smith. So he gives up 2 walks and a double immediately when he comes in the 7th. Score is 1-0, and you're thinking it's all over. Done with. Toast. Instead, Joe Smith gets 2 back-to-back outs at home plate on ground balls in the infield. And the second one to Gio Urshela pops out of his glove. He picks it up and throws the guy out at home for the second out of the inning.
And the 0-1, ground ball to third. Urshela has it, bobbles it, picks it up, comes home, and they still get the lead man.
That is an absolute no-no. That is why Gio Urshela is a professional and you are not. Because if you, little kid with your glove, or even adult playing town ball baseball, you drop a ground ball, you pick that up and you throw to first base and you get the out that you know is most likely to get. You do not pick it up and throw home, because if you don't get him and you're late, now the bases are still loaded with 1 out and a run in. So you throw the first, you take the out, you let the run score. That's why Gio Urshela is a pro and you're not. He picks the ball up, he throws it home, somehow gets the guy out. Next guy flies out, and just like that, Joe Smith gets out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam that I thought the score was going to end up 5-1 at that point. And they were going to score them all in that inning. But no, doesn't. Joe Smith gets out of it somehow. So there, first, Rocco Baldelli, big mistake. Backfires immediately, because it did not backfire. It definitely fucking backfired, because if he was not expecting Joe Smith to immediately load the bases with nobody out when he brought him in the 7th. So it absolutely backfired, okay? But somehow he gets out of it, okay? 1-0 still. So then Joan Duran comes out for the 8th, mows guys down. The only guy that gets on base gets hit by a pitch, even though I didn't see him actually get hit by the pitch. It hit the butt of his bat. They say it hit his hand, whatever. So that's the only guy who gets on in the 8th. Bring Duran out for the 9th. That's what we're all begging. Bring him out for the 9th. some way, somehow, Rocco does bring him out for the 9th. Hey, Rocco is doing something smart. What does Joan Moran do? He strikes out the first guy, throwing gas, throwing sliders, has no idea. I think it's Franmil Reyes. No fucking idea what's happening. Strikeout. Bang.
Manager, how they want to go at Reyes. Yep.
3 pitches. Little bunny hop at the end. A strikeout for out number.
All right, now we're cooking. Next batter is a lefty. So what does Rocco do? He outthinks himself again. He takes Duran out of the game, brings in Thielbar, the lefty, who, what does he do? He immediately gives up a fucking double to the lefty that he was brought in to hit to get out.
1-0 Twins, 9th inning. The pitch swung on, a little looping liner to left near the line. Base hit, fair ball. Rolls into foul ground, and Jimenez has a double.
Boom, blows up right in Rocco Baldelli's face. Now we got a guy on second with 1 out. The next hitter hits a little doinker back to Thielbar, and he's so nervous he picks it up, and the lefties, they have to make that weird spin. So if you're a righty, you field the ground ball as a pitcher, and you just pick up and you throw to first base. But if you're a lefty, you have to field the ball, and you have to turn all the way around and throw to first base. I'm dropping shit. All right. So Thielbar throws to first base, and fucking the worst throw of all time to first base. And to possibly the worst first baseman in the entire league in Jose Miranda. But by some divine miracle, Miranda makes one of the best scoops I've seen. I mean, you don't remember a lot of, scoop plays at first base as an MLB baseball fan because they make them all the time, but that one was probably the best one I've ever seen ever. Somehow he makes the scoop play and gets the out. Thielbar ends up getting out of the inning, and again, Baldelli makes a mistake. It blows up in his face immediately because the guy that Thielbar was brought in to get out gets a double, but still, Thielbar somehow gets out of it, and no runs score, and the Twins win 1-0. Somebody give me a fucking cigarette. Got to pick up my notebook I dropped on the floor. Like, just out of all the way for the Twins to win a fucking baseball game, you're getting all the hits the last 2 nights. You score 10 runs last night, and you can't fucking win. But then some way, somehow, you find a way to win a game last night that or today, that just should have gotten away from you multiple times. It's just baseball is such a weird fucking game. So I don't know what to do about Rocco Baldelli because I'm starting to side with Anthony. I'm starting to side with Taylor, who watch this show on a regular basis. Thank you guys. Who have said Rocco Baldelli is going to lose us a fucking baseball playoff game. That's what's going to happen. We're going to make it to the playoffs, and Rocco's going to fuck it up. And I was like, playoffs are different, right? Like, managers are more intentional with their decisions. They're quicker to pull all guys. Like, starters don't get the chance to go extra innings on other organizations in the playoffs, just like we don't let them do here in the regular season, so it won't be that much the same. And then I was reminded that Rocco did this exact same thing to Jose Barrios in the playoffs, and it did possibly cost us a game previously. So all of this has me thinking that, you know what? You guys might be fucking right. I think Rocco Baldelli is going to cost us a couple fucking playoff games. And not just him. I don't want to blame. I say Rocco, and I give Rocco the business all the time. It's not just Rocco. These decisions are being made by the Minnesota Twins organization as a whole.